Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another podcast of Let's Talk About It with William and Shannon. We hope everybody is doing great today. Uh, listen, it is the weather's getting nice. First of all, so I'm enjoying it. I think now I'm prepared to get my fishing rods ready. It's just been too hot for me to go to the water. As much as I love fishing, it just wasn't happening. But now we're getting a little bit of cool air in the morning, some cool air in the evening, and so I believe now it is time for Marty Mar to get out there and go throw my rod in the water. If I can get my dad out, I think, man, listen, he is really slipping lately, Shannon.
Mm, okay.
I asked him the other day. I said, "You want to go fishing on Monday night or whatever?" He said, "I have to think about it." What?
Oh wow.
Usually, if I
Oh
said
wow.
that and I said, "Let's go crop fishing,"
He
especially if it's
he
just
be
for
on it.
Rucker, he be on it. He said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, yeah, let's do it. All we gotta do is take the cover off the boat and just wash it up, make sure the
hmm
rods are too easy." But for him to say, "I don't know, I have to think about it," I was like, "Man, okay,
Mm,
okay.
okay.
What's going on
That's
here?"
that's different.
Yes, it's
I remember
different.
he used to be. Maybe it's just a little, couple few days because with the move
Mm-hmm.
and all, that get it get tired.
Cause he don't move now when it's cold. He listen when it's cold, you ain't getting him out there on nobody's boat, nobody's pond, nothing. If it's cold, he not doing it. He got, but right now it's perfect. So if I can get him to go out a few, and then
hmm
listen, I we got some people that is looking for crappie too. So I know uh Mama Dumas, she gonna be looking for some slabs with the tail. Do not give Mama Dumas
Yes.
no
Yes.
fish without a listen, she gonna be like, what is
What is
this?
this? She.
Yeah, what
I
is
want the
this?
tail, and she
I
gonna
want
tell
to
you.
tell. That's the best part.
I want the crunch.
I want. That's right. That's right, man. So before we go into our topic tonight, I want to ask you, what do you think about your football team, the Gators? I'm gonna tell you what I
Oh
think about
gosh.
what I think about Alabama. And if for everybody that can see, I don't have my Alabama hat on today. I don't have listen, I can't even hold my club that I usually hold in my hand
Mm-mm.
because there's just no authority. That's my Alabama club. Like there's just nothing there. I'm not gonna hold it like there's like it's got you know, no, no, not yet. They haven't. Yes, they had a good game against
Right.
Louisiana Monroe. All right, we expected them to do exactly, maybe not get that many points, but the
hmm
enthusiasm and the way they came out to play on the field, that is the way a football team is supposed to come out. That is what we expect from Tuscaloosa players. That is what we expect from a coach that coaches the Alabama Crimson Tide. That and if you do not come out in that kind of enthusiasm and play with that heart, uh, you're going to get what you've been getting for the last week and some change. It's some hate. Hate, 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 hate. What was it? The Dave Chappelle haters ball. Hate, 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 hate,
Yeah.
hate. hate.
Yeah. Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's
I agree
that's
with
that's
everything
what
you just said.
what he been getting. That's what he been getting. But I'm hoping that was their turnaround game. I saw a lot of players running all across the field. Um, you know, doing what they were supposed to, running to the ball. Waiting to the whistle, in blue. That is Alabama football. Putting that helmet on somebody in somebody's chest area, and them shoulder pads and
hmm
against the side of their helmet. That's what that's that's what we used to over at Alabama. And so when you don't supply that product, you're gonna get hey 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 hey.
You ready for me?
I'm ready for you, man. I'm ready.
Look, man. Okay. I'm not, I'm a realist. I always say that. Saturday was trash. That was straight trash, man. Like, my goodness. I was like, I and I'll tell you, I'm guilty. I'm guilty just as the players. I'm not a player. I'm not like officially in the organization,
Mm-hmm.
but I understand what the players' mindset was because I had the exact same mindset. I was like, it's USF. I'll turn it on and hearing a little and check on it. I was making sure I was going outside checking on my chicken, which I smoked some jerk chicken. Chef's kiss.
Listen,
It was
if it's as
amazing,
good as your ham that you be making, I know it was good.
man. It wasn't my first time, but I think I actually perfected it now. My One of my brothers-in-law, he taught me to season and then put the jerk seasoning on top of it and let it
Right.
marinate that way. Oh, game changer. And then I put real wood chips with some red onion on them chips once they got you get the dirty smoke off,
Yeah.
and then you put that red onion on there. Oh man. And all that flavor was there. But anyway, I'm going out. I'm going out checking that, right? And I'm thinking, all right, it's USF. Man, I turned the game on, and it's when they were up. I was like right before, I think it was like Florida had 9 and they 15 or something. Yeah, 15. And I'm what what just happened? And I feel like the players thought the same thing. Like they came into it just, yeah, it's USF.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to remember USF is a D1 team. Now, they're not in the Power Four, whoop de doo,
Five. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
how many times? Okay, for instance, look at Troy and Clemson this week.
Troy should have won that game. I'm sorry, Dabo.
They were up by 2 touchdowns.
Dabo, Troy gave y'all that game. I'm just saying.
I agree. I agree. And Clemson, you know what? Clemson actually pulled it off because they had that switch that flipped, and it's just the difference of their athletes versus Troy's athletes. They
Mm-hmm.
have enough depth that their second and third string is coming in, and it's not that much talent drop off. Troy just, what I'm saying, you can look at it and just they just pretty much got outlasted
Yep.
and through the game of attrition. Okay, now here's the difference. Florida and USF. USF gave Alabama a couple years in a row, gave them a run for their money. When Alabama went to USF and when USF came to Alabama,
Yep.
they gave them a run. And if you look at the program is growing. I'm not making any excuses,
Mm-hmm.
but look at the tier of athletes that are at both programs, Troy and USF. USF is actually recruiting in the recruiting at the transfer portal. They're getting a lot of these guys are 4 stars
Yeah.
that are on some of these other programs, and they just kind of get lost in the depth chart, and they want to go to another program where they're gonna make it. So for all it's worth, USF is not a slouch team. However, this is still a thing, and when you look at the pedigree, meaning Florida is considered one of the should traditionally, like the last 10 years, is just like no.
Mm-hmm.
We the faithful there, we still holding on for hope. So I not to be any kind of way mean, but I kind of look at that like we hoping for Florida to resurrect, like we call it the blessed hope sometimes.
I think y'all look pretty
It's
good.
just
I think y'all got complacent. Um, I think you guys got complacent, and I don't. I just think that the portal. I think it's helping these other teams that we slept on that could not get these
now
players
yes, yes,
and
yes,
the
yes.
Neil money where these schools can have the ability to keep these students these keep these students in house or in state. I think it's a big thing
Mhm.
because you have a lot of talent, and I believe places like Alabama. Now, the more Alabama loses talent or begins to lose championship games, begin not to get to go to the big game, you're going to start seeing a lot of these other schools, UCF. You're going to start seeing Louisiana Monroe type kind of schools. Troy. Think about Troy. Troy has players from uh, from Texas, from Colorado, from all over the world coming to Troy. Think about
Mhm.
Troy is a big school for psychology. That is a big program uh, in in
Yep.
school, and people are going to Troy for psychology. And so, if you have players and athletes that if that's the field they want to go to, guess what? I can go to Troy. Troy is playing big teams like Clemson, and if I can show what I have on the field playing against a school like Clemson, then hey, I have the ability to go to the next level and have big teams or big, scouts look at me from that aspect. And so I think that and these smaller schools are just are getting a lot of talent and getting better, and they're getting better
Tro-
coaches. They're
Troy's
getting better
growing
coaches.
though. Yeah,
Yes,
Troy is growing. We was
Troy
just
didn't
up there
know how
Saturday.
to sustain. Troy's
Right.
Troy Troy
Right.
didn't know how to stay and leave them penalties alone, and
Yep.
that's what lost the game for Troy.
It's it's a thing of understanding all four quarters. When
Hmm.
you get ahead, now there's an old man, I gotta give your guy credit. Nick Saban used to also he will always say you got to keep, top don't take your foot off the neck. Not being vicious, but when you get ahead, you have to
Hmm.
learn how to stay ahead. Like, don't let up. He would get on you guys. We all know that we would see it. He get on them players, man. It'd be what late third quarter, y'all up by 6 touchdowns, and get a penalty. He on
So,
that sideline losing
so
his
do
head,
you think
man.
these teams are entering the field with fear or too much caution or what?
I believe, and from what I saw Saturday, specifically my team, I want to say that it wasn't fear. I would say it was caution because they was just like, all right, we know this is the team, but see, fear has two meanings. Fear is actually scared,
Hmm.
but it's also fear can be respect, like the fear of the Lord. Is not God is not saying be scared of me. Now we should be scared to sin,
Correct.
yes,
The
but we
fear is a type of respect that we have for God,
absolutely
that we don't want to have to deal with the punishment or the
right.
consequence that He will hand down to us.
Right. So I don't think it was fear because they didn't respect him.
Hmm.
Because the old meaning of fear, when you look at it in the biblical sense, and I say the biblical sense, also the writers of the time use that word fear at to also mean respect. So I fear, so I could fear say, I have fear for my pastor. That's saying I have respect for him. That's not saying I'm scared of him like one man to another. No, that's saying I respect him. I respect the office. And I don't think Florida had the actual respect that was necessary for for USL. And hey, they got beat. Now, here's what could happen. Here's what could happen. It could be a wake up call, and you get to practice because your coaches could be teaching you the right thing. There's a culture there too. The
Yes.
coaches could be teaching the right thing. They could be preaching the right thing. And then sometimes I was frustrated. I said, why they keep calling the same plays, the same bubble screens, the
They're not
same
the
little
only
run?
ones, man. Yeah.
But then I thought about how God does in ministry too. I can't get you on the more extravagant plays and let you run that when you still ain't got the basics down.
Right. Mm.
I need to make sure that you got this down. Why I'm gonna put you on a trick play or what would be considered a trick play? I can't get you to do the basic stuff right. You have to keep coming up to the altar, or you got to keep confessing your faith.
It's
I
like
can't give you new.
it's like the running backs that don't know all the other kind of plays. The only time that they get in the backfield, if you know
The
that they're
special,
going to do a 25, 20, 25 dive,
and you
30
become
30
one
meter dive,
dimensional.
one dimensional. And I don't want to be one dimensional. And that's going into what we want to talk about tonight is
Mhm.
fear can restrict us, and that's what
Yes.
fear does. It restricts us. And and you were talking about caution earlier, and that's why we were like, oh, just leave it for tonight, just leave it for tonight, because how many times have I restricted my blessings? How many times have I restricted myself from being? How far back am I spiritually because of fear? How far back? How I wish I could look ahead to see where I'm supposed to be. And if
Mhm.
I had not feared, where show me my life if I wouldn't have feared. You know
Oh
how people get in the
man.
time machine and you can go forward, and, or
Wow.
what's the
Or
ghost
back.
that the mess with Scrooge. This is what you would have done if you would have. And God is like, this
Wow.
if you would have just trusted me, but
Oh
your
yeah.
fear restricted you, and it was bondage, and we're moving with chains on us. We're
Mhm.
with boulders on our backside, and we can't move forward the way we're supposed to. And God saying, trust me, trust me. Now, when you talk about caution, it's good to have caution. God wants us to have caution.
Mhm.
Caution is separate from fear. Caution is the ability to access danger. We are like a point man. We're supposed to be like a point man that is part of a SWAT team. You know, you that point man is going. Y'all are moving, but you're moving cautiously because you know that there's something ahead that you're going to have to deal with. You're not stopping, and you're not fearful of it,
Are you
but you're
saying access or assess?
access, assess,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
assess, the ability to assess.
Okay. Okay.
But the thing about it is, but also caution is the ability to access, but access cautiously. You know,
Mhm. Careful.
we
Yeah.
there's things that God wants us to
Yeah.
access, and He's saying, if you trust me, just walk in it boldly. But we are so fearful to access or go in it to access the door, because
Yep.
what's in the door, what comes in the door with the access, with what He's trying to get us to, we're fearful of what we see.
That's good.
Blessings are always, blessings are always, many times are led by trial.
Whoa. Hold on. Come on. You got to repeat that one. Uh-uh. Got to get that
Blessing,
one more time.
blessings are usually, or most of the time, led by trials.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want to go. We're too scared to go through the trial. We don't think that we're strong enough to go through the trial.
Right.
Again, when we don't think we are, that means we're putting all our strength in ourselves.
And that's dangerous.
Come on.
That's dangerous. I got to say that. And see, when you were giving your piece right then, I pulled up Proverbs 14 and 16. And sometimes we think we're doing this. It
Mm,
says the wise are cautious and avoid danger. Fools will plunge ahead with reckless confidence. And
Hold on.
sometimes,
I know we're saying hold on,
uh,
but we really need to focus on that first part, the wise man. Read that part again, man. I need
okay,
everybody to really understand this because then we have to look at
the
ourselves, think about how wise are we being wise? Or are we being ignorant?
the wise, the wise are cautious
The wise are cautious.
a-
Come on.
and avoid danger. The wise are cautious
Come on.
and avoid danger. Now, there's a semicolon right there. So it is intended for you to pause and just focus on it.
Sure.
The wise are cautious and avoid danger. Now, the Hebrew word here for this is the wise. It says the wise fear and avoid danger. But why did the person who gave a deeper explanation for this simply go into and they came up with the word cautious? It's because this version of fear is the word that will lead you. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not gonna try it, but it will lead you to study the issue, to study
Study
all the
it.
parameters.
Are we not supposed to even think before we speak? We're supposed
Right,
to be cautious
right.
before we speak because we don't want to offend nobody. We don't want to say something that is not right, that's not true. I mean,
And so when we do that, there is a time and a place for everything.
everything.
And sometimes God is saying it's up to you. If you step, I got you. I'm with you.
Right.
But then we will be cautious in our own regard, or wise according to our own counsel,
Hmm.
and thinking we're doing what I just read. But there's a difference between, you know, like stepping out and looking at the road and you see a bunch of cars, making sure the scene is safe before you can cross the road, versus being stagnant.
Yes.
So the cautious here, uh, cautious is okay. It's just don't let your cautiousness transition into fear. We got to know the difference. And when we fear, we have to say there's a difference between actual present day meaning for fear, as in I'm afraid, and I respect this. Because the respect portion or definition of fear actually leads you into what would make you be cautious. Yes,
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna quit my job and uh, go full time in the ministry. He said, okay, but then he's also gonna lay things out for you to make sure that your path is clear, because God knows that you have children. He knows that you have responsibilities at the home. You may be a spouse. Uh, and again, like I said, children, he knows you have bills to pay. So he's not just going to tell. Now he may say, "Go," like he called the disciples, but he will never tell you to do something, and he's not going to take care of you.
But see,
So the
caution.
caution there is like, if I'm holding a baby,
Uh-huh.
I'm holding their hands, and as we're holding that child's hands, I want you to take a step. Even though you're taking a step, this step is designed to strengthen you until I can let go of your hands. Even though I let go of your hands as you're now walking, I'm not leaving you. God does not leave you. He's still right here, just like this. So you know how you have the baby's hands and they like this
Right.
and they
Yeah.
just taking the steps. When you let go of the baby, you're still like this. So if that baby sway, you do like this to hold them. If they sway to this side, you do like that to hold them. God is saying you don't even have to be cautious to study everything. I'm right here.
But you know, when a baby's legs get stronger,
Mhm.
and you've been holding them the whole time because the parent is cautious not to let them go.
Right. Okay.
The,
Yes. Say that again.
the parent is the one that's cautious not to let them go.
Who's our parent?
And that baby feels the strength in the legs from all of the workout that you've been doing with them while you holding their hands.
Yes.
They start trying to pull away from your hands.
because they got some confidence now.
They got confidence, and that's what God's saying. Oh, I see you you got some, you know I'm here, and you know I got you, but you don't want to be treated like a baby no more.
Right.
You don't want to be treated like a baby no more. But I look at fear.
Mm-hmm.
I look at fear like, because it cripples it. Like, those cars, those guys that get, okay, there's different kind of Mustangs, and you got the Mustang. You be like, it sound good, but that car ain't going nowhere. Listen, he on the road making all kind of, and you thinking because of all that noise, you like, man, that joker probably way out there. And listen, it take forever for him to pass your driveway to your neighbor driveway, and you like, man, that car ain't about nothing. That's what fear does. Mm-hmm. You ain't about nothing. You talk a good game, but you not moving.
There's no application.
You're not moving. You crippled. You crippled. You got all that weight in your trunk. Get that weight out of your trunk. All that craziness in your mind that's weighing you down, weighing you from going where you need to go. Lay that stuff down, mm-hmm. and let it go. Caution. You're saying, God, I thank you for where you're taking me. I thank you for where you're taking me. But in this, I know some trials are about to come, and I'm gonna wait. I'm not just gonna move so fast to where I can't hear you. I'm not gonna move so fast to where I can't hear you tell me stop.
And see, that's where caution is wise. Right there, what you just said. That's where caution is wise.
The SWAT teams, when they breach a house and different things like that, they mm-hmm. have that, they're moving and they do like this. God's saying, here we go. Here comes the trial. I need you to stand still. I need you to stand still. All right, let's go.
See, caution, the necessity of caution is to be sensitive. Caution will make you sensitive to the Spirit. The steps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord. So if my steps are ordered by the Lord, when he says move, I'm gonna move, because they'll give like this, or they, them little symbols, and you two here, whatever.
Yep.
I'm gonna move accordingly. But like you said, when he says this, stop. The caution there is caution. Let's replace caution with sensitivity. Sensitivity to the Spirit.
Sensitivity to the Spirit.
Because Jesus promised that when I go, I'm going to send the Comforter. And what did he say the Comforter will do? He will lead and guide you, right? Jesus said, I will not leave you comfortless, and I go to prepare a place for you, and I'm going to send a Comforter to you. In another place in Scripture, he also told them that when the Comforter comes, listen to him.
Yes.
Because just as I say what I hear the Father speak to me, you shall say what you hear the Holy Spirit, what he was referring to, say to you. So when we hear, that's the caution, that's the sensitivity. Be careful that I'm not doing on my own wisdom, mm-hmm. but I'm operating on God's instruction.
So
that will make you avoid danger.
So one of the things I see that when we don't lean on our own understanding. Absolutely. And when we lean on our own understanding, then we go into the thought process of our failures. Yes. We lean on yes. we start focusing on past failures. And when you right. focus when you're leaning on your own understanding, you focus on past failures, that will cripple you. I would want everybody to know that is why he's saying lean on him. Let me be your comforter. Let me guide you. Let in all things acknowledge him. All of these things are so you won't have your own thought process. He doesn't need you. He doesn't need you to. He doesn't need our help. He doesn't need our help. All he wants, the only thing he wants from us is for us to move when he tells us to move. He wants us to believe on him. He wants us to trust on him. And if we trust on him and we move when he tells us to move, everything will be fine. There's nothing, all those past fears, all those past failures, you were a failure because you didn't have him. You were a failure because you were operating in your own mindset, in your own structure, in your own everything. And once you've taken, when you take over God, when God take over you, God is saying, let's go. Like, listen, you see that sign that's behind me? That's just not, it said, let's go. That is not just a sport thing. That is something that I see Ladarius on there. That's something that we always say with each other. Let's go. Man, when we get excited about God, we get excited about what God is doing. We get excited about the movement of God and how he's moving in our life and moving in our family, moving in the church. Man, we get so excited and we say, let's go. Let's do this because, man, there's something about God that gives you some strength. There's something about God that, man, you can feel the armor of God.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel the armor of God.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't feel the armor of God, you got to go back into the locker room and find out what you're missing.
And see that when you feel the armor, now there's a confidence. The armor of God produces or provides confidence. I know that I've been spending time. I know that I got the right play.
Come on, man.
I know that I have the skill. I know now, not just the skill, but the power given to me by God to do whatever this is that I'm about to do or say whatever I need to say because he, like you said, he has prepared me for this. So now I'm armored up. This is real confidence. And now you're not on the other side of this. Proverbs 14 and 16. Fools plunge ahead with reckless confidence. Your confidence is not reckless because it's grounded in what God, the equipment that God has given you. When you have the equipment that God has given you, there is no reckless confidence.
And I'm
There's no such thing as reckless.
If you watch that Alabama game against University of Louisiana Monroe, we got so tired of their helmet defects, helmet falling off their head. Listen, that is one thing you don't have to worry about. That is one thing you don't have to worry about. The armor of God and having the instruments of God and having the equipment that God give you. There's no defect.
That's right.
There is no defect if you use it right and cautious. Sometimes you need to. He said, "Wait, pull up your sword. Wait, put your shield. You need your shield now. There's sometimes you need your shield. There's sometimes you need your sword. Listen, sometimes the devil, as they say, sometimes the devil want to hit you low. Listen, that's why you got your guards, your shin guards.
He tell you when. Now, what are we supposed to use for our feet? It says, my feet are shod with the preparation of the gospel. The word is going to make sure you don't stumble. That's the sure foundation that I stand upon.
You got the right cleats on, baby.
Come on now. I'm sure. Come with it. Because what I'm going to block you with, devil, not people, devil, is the gospel. It says the preparation of the gospel. My helmet of salvation, hit me with whatever you want to try to hit me with. I am sure that I am saved. I'm sure where I am going to go. That if this is, now watch this. This is the confidence that we saw with the 3 Hebrew boys. That if he don't,
come on, Channing.
If he don't,
See,
I'm sorry, I feel Jesus right now. I know we're on this podcast, but I feel Jesus right now.
Even if he
don't take me out of this, he's still able. Daniel had the same confidence. Now watch this. I used them in the Old Testament because they didn't have the Holy Ghost. It just would overshadow them and inspire them to write. We got it on the inside.
Inside.
And he will talk to us. Come on, people. He will talk to us. He will guide us, just as he said, but we have to be careful to listen. Because watch this. God also said this, that if you will not listen, be careful. If you will not listen to what he said, he gonna hush.
Boy, man.
And you become a fool because now, see, watch this. God, there's sometimes in the book of First Kings, David, God didn't always give him the same instructions for every battle, even though he was fighting the Philistines multiple times. One time he said, go and wait for me, and I'll tell you when to strike. Then another time he said, go and possess. Then another time he said, don't do anything. See, you can have the same enemy, but God's going to give you the instructions. Sometimes he wants you to just sit still. But we'll go off our own conscience, off our own wisdom, because he did it this way the last time. And now you're in disobedience.
Yeah.
And I messed yourself up.
But you know what? To go back and we about to close out everybody because we're gonna come back to this. Listen, when you pray and you're asking God to let his will be done, we want to pray the Lord's Prayer. We want to pray the Lord's Prayer.
Come on now.
But
where are you going with that?
Many of us don't want to say, let your will be done. Why? Because a lot of times his will is to take through. His will is to take through. His will is you learning a hard lesson. Here, listen, it's this fight that we got. This is tactical training. This is tactical training. Are you warriors? Are you saints? Brothers and sisters, are you warriors? Are you soldiers in the Lord? I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord. Yes, this is the army of the Lord. Listen, full gear. Now we are on deployment, saints. It is time for deployment. The devil is moving. The devil is working. The devil is right now working in families, coming into the church, coming into your lives, coming onto your job. It is deployment time. It is time for us to get right. The fear mongering, the fear has to stop. The fear has to stop. It is holding us hostage. Fear is holding us hostage. Your past is holding you hostage. Shame is holding you hostage. Hate is holding you hostage.
And if
I know
I'm
we
free,
got to go, but we got to let's go.
If I'm free, I've been delivered. He who the Son is set free, I'm free. And it's time to move forward when he say.
When he say.
When he say. Don't do it before.
I'm too scared to move when he say, because what I see,
God,
I'm thinking it's just not. Hold on, God. Not can we wait?
Well, Lord, let me get this right. Let me go bury and don't be like Peter, because he said, let the dead bury the dead. Follow me.
Well, everybody, we cutting it short today, and I hope this was a blessing. Understand there's that thin line between fear and caution. There's nothing wrong with caution. We must be cautious. We must be cautious because sometimes if we move too fast, we're not seeing the danger ahead. We're not seeing the danger ahead. But do not be crippled and be at a point that you're a bunch of noise, but you ain't moving nowhere. We love you. Listen, come worship with us. Come to the church, and we love to have you in Ozark, Alabama at Christian Faith Fellowship Temple, where our address is 4081 Andrews Avenue, Ozark, Alabama, 36360, and that's Christian Faith Fellowship Temple. We have Bible study on Wednesdays at 7:00. We have Sunday Sunday school beginning at 10:00, and we start our beautiful worship service at 11:00. come worship with us. We love you. In Jesus' name, we hope that you have a blessed rest of the week.